Hey team, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then I just want to say, hey, I am Lara, and this channel is all about productive and purposeful living. So if this feels like something that you're keen to get on board with, then feel free to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you will be notified of when I upload. It is every Thursday. Today we are talking about impulse spending and how to stop it. We have all become suckers for the latest trend or that hot new thing that's on sale. And we end up spending our paycheck every week on stuff that we don't need and sometimes stuff that we don't even want. The key is to start spending like a minimalist. Minimalists only buy out of necessity. But how do we get from impulse buying all of our paycheck to only buying out of necessity? That is what this video is for. So I'm going to give you some really easy, tangible steps that you can start making today to start shopping more like a minimalist and less like an impulse buyer. Number 1, don't shop hungry and don't shop emotional. This is the worst culprit of impulse buying. It's the easiest trap to fall into. If you go to the shops hungry, you will end up buying a bunch of snacks that you're not going to eat because you're like, oh, I could go that, or I could go that, or I could go that, and it just fills up with all of this junk. It's the same for emotional shopping. If you've had a really crappy day, it's far more likely that you're gonna go home with that cute pair of shorts or that new lipstick or that new set of earrings. Why? Because we've been conditioned to do this. Every time we buy something new, it gives us this tiny little thrill, this little piece of excitement. But at the end of the day, that tiny little thrill wears off and all you're left with is a crappy day and a bunch of new things that you didn't want. So if you're feeling emotional or hungry, then try and deal with this first. Deal with this before you go to the shops. If it's a really, really terrible day, maybe don't shop that day. Maybe save that till the next day. I don't shop without a list. And when you shop with a list, it means that you're only going to get those specific things. It's far less likely that you're going to shop outside of the list purely by having one. The other bonus is that if you have a list, then it makes you really consider already before you're at the shops what you need. It gives you thinking time to evaluate what you need, and then only needs go on that shopping list. And then when you're at the shops, you're so very hyper aware that what's not on the list is not needed. This seems really simple, but we do it all the time. This is what sale items do to you. Don't settle for something that isn't right. If it's not the perfect thing that fits what you needed, what you stipulated in your list, don't get something just because it's convenient or because it's there or because you can get it today. Actually go, you know what? I didn't want black jeans, I wanted tan jeans and there's none here. I'm not going to compromise. I'm going to go home and I'm going to shop a different day and see if I can find it elsewhere. Often we say that items are good enough and we end up going home with them, but you really should abide by, and I mean this for all of your life. If it is not a hell yes, it is a no. Number 4 is to question yourself. And to question yourself often. This is one of the habits that I've picked up, which I really, really love. Asking yourself simple questions like, do I need this thing? Do I already own something that fulfills this purpose? Is this just a trend? Is this just a sale item? Does this suit my style? Is it built to last? By asking myself all of these questions when I think I might be impulse buying, it also means that when I do buy things, it's because it is necessary and it's also something that's going to last me. So again, I do this all the time. And my favorite question above all of them, if you're only gonna walk away with one, walk away with, do I already own something that fulfills this need? I was chronic for going out and buying a shade of lipstick and then going home and realizing I had 8 shades that were the exact same or close enough to it. Like, I own an embarrassing amount of red to dark red toned lipsticks. Have you ever seen me wear them? No. Do I own a lot of them? Yes. Next is to give yourself breathing time. What I mean by this is if you're shopping with a list, which you should, and then you find something that you're like, you know what? I want that thing. Give yourself breathing time. If it is not on the list, if it is not pre-stipulated, then give yourself time to think about it, especially if it is expensive. With expensive items, what I tend to do is I give myself a week worth of breathing time. So in this valuable breathing time where I haven't already purchased the thing, it gives me space to think about it or to kind of go, do I need that? It removes impulse out of the situation. In giving me time, it makes me analyze my need for that thing. And so often, my want of that thing wears off within one sleep. So even if you're not gonna give yourself up to a week, give yourself one sleep. Number 6 is to unsubscribe. And I don't just mean to emails, I also mean to your junk mail. I bet you any money in your inbox and in your real mailbox, there is a lot of advertising material. You'll get sent emails every week because you bought that chair that one time and now the furniture store won't stop sending you when they have a sale on, or just stuff that's in store this week. And the more you see emails and the more you see content like that, the more likely you are to go and buy that product. That is what marketing is and does. The great news is that it's also so easy to solve. For the junk mail that gets delivered to your house, simply buy one of those no junk mail stickers and chuck it on your mailbox. If you still get sent it, don't look at it. Whenever it's in there, immediately throw it into the bin. Well, throw it into the recycling. Be nice to the environment. For your emails, get Unroll Me. It is completely free. This is not sponsored. I use it and I love it. Unroll Me is a website system that goes through your emails, recognizes everything that is junk mail and that is marketing and advertising material, and then puts it all in one place where you can just go unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. Oh, I want to keep that one, unsubscribe. So the other thing that Unroll Me does is you have the option to bundle all of the advertising you receive into one email, which means at max, you will receive one marketing email a week. A week, a day. It's great, it's free, I will link it down below, it's amazing. Next is to avoid shopping as a pastime. Cannot tell you how many people do this and it is so bad for your wallet. If you remove shopping from your social activities / recreational calendar, you are less likely to buy things. Not only because then you're less likely to be there with someone with social kind of pressures to buy stuff, but also it changes around in your brain that the activity of going to the shops is to then enjoy buying things. Rather than it being a conduit for enjoying buying things, you can change your mind into thinking of it in a minimalist mindset of the shops is just a means to purchase the things that you need. Emphasis, underlined, highlighted, need. Take some time to write your preemptive list. I wanted to add this one in. This one I got from The Whole Happy Life, which is an amazing channel. I will also link her down below. She's great. You should 100% go and support her. She suggested that you should go around your house before you go out on shopping expeditions, or maybe even just kind of once every couple of months, and write down everything in your house that was impulse bought. In doing this, you're going to realize a couple of super important things. One is how much impulse buy stuff you have that you hate. 2, how much impulse buy stuff you have that you don't need. Again, looking at your lipstick drawer and being like, the fact that I have a lipstick drawer. Or it's gonna make you go, there's not much impulse buy stuff in here, which means you get rid of the things that you have impulse bought. It means that they're not built to last, that you don't like them, that they have 0 longevity. Compiling this list makes you realize the implied value of impulse buying versus the actual value of impulse buying, which is close to 0. So the best way to stop impulse buying and stop silly shopping and start shopping more like a minimalist is to employ some of these strategies. Granted, I know that sometimes it's hard to put all of them on your plate, so just try and add in a couple and see how it feels. See how much of a difference it'll make in the amount of things that you take home when you shop. It'll mean that you end up living a more purpose-led and a more intentional-led life because you're really thinking about the things that you bring into it. If you're after more content on intentional living, on purposeful living, on shopping with purpose, then feel free to subscribe. I do upload every single Thursday. On your way out, don't forget to leave me a comment, and as always, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.